Greetings and welcome to this episode of Leadership Edge. I hope you all are enjoying your week so far. Welcome to the middle of the month. We are actually past September 15th. Can you really believe it? It seems like the month just entered in, and now we're in the halfway point of the month. And we are in the ninth month of the year, which means we only have 3 more months left in 2025. Well, despite having 3 more months left, you still have enough time to accomplish and achieve any and everything you have set forth on this year to do. Many of you may have created vision boards. Many of you may have just sat down and created some goals that you wanted to achieve. Go back to where you left off and just know by going back to where you left off, you can accomplish those things if you put your mind to it. And so I just wanted to encourage you on that today because sometimes we can get off track, which is normal. We can get discouraged, which is normal, but I'm here to motivate you to get you re-encouraged to continue to press forward towards the mark. So I am so excited to be here. I know it's been a while since I have posted content, but guys, my schedule got so busy over the summer. I'm like, normally summertime is my downtime, but my time, it just got really, really busy. And I said, I didn't want to just put out anything just to say I'm putting out content for you. Everything I put out, I want to make sure that you are inspired by what's being said, that you are encouraged, that you are motivated, that it'll set a fire under your belt to get you to move and do what you have put forth for yourself to do. And so I'm excited to be back, and I look forward to finishing the year strong by putting out more content for you to bless you. Well, today our topic is going to be on consistency, the secret ingredient to leadership success. I chose this topic because it's a topic that I had to deal with myself beginning in this year. I have been coached, and there were things about my business that I wanted to see a change to. And as a result, my coach kept saying, whatever you do, you have to be consistent. And I said, gosh, she keeps saying that consistency, 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 to the point where I wanted to scream. Like, if I hear those words again, like, really? Because in my mind, I was saying I was being consistent. I was doing every and anything that they had told me to do to help bring forth whatever I was looking for. So whether you're looking for building your network, building your clientele, building your lead list, your email list, whether you're looking to say you have clients, but you want to increase the amount of clients that you're servicing in the month. Maybe it was things that you needed to do within your business to make it a more solid foundation. Whatever it is, consistency is what is important. So what happens is when people think about leadership success, they often think about intensity, those big momentous things that occur in business, those groundbreaking speeches, or those huge strategic decisions. But the truth is, it's not intensity that defines great leaders, it's consistency. How are they consistent? When you think about Martin Luther King, he preached nonviolence, okay? Not only did he preached it, he applied it. So when he marched, nonviolent march. Everything was consistent. He never wavered in what he stood for. He stood for nonviolence. And in every aspect or everything that he did, he represented what he stood for in when he's speaking. And that was that nonviolence. Consistency is the secret ingredient that transforms leadership. It'll transform you as a leader from moments of impact to a lifestyle of influence. And when you think about leaders of the past, think about those who had significant influence. Why did they have influence? Because they were consistent. They did not waver on their platforms, and you cannot waver either. It's very important to be consistent. So here we go. I'm going to give you a few points on how to maintain that consistency. So, point number one, leaders are remembered for what they do repeatedly, not occasionally. Martin Luther King's a great example. We knew he was a non-violent person. His whole platform was non-violence. So think about leaders you've admired the most. Write it down and ask yourself, why do I admire this leader? Chances are it wasn't because of the one big event or one major decision. It was because of their steady, reliable behavior day in and day out. We don't remember leaders of their occasional moments. We remember them for their patterns. Are they consistent in how they treat people? Are they consistent in how they show up for their teams? That's what leaves a lasting mark. John Maxwell says it like this: small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements gained slowly over time. Leadership works the same way. Key point number 2: consistency builds credibility and trust with the team. Okay, if you have a team and you decide this is what the team is going to do every day. So, for instance, you may say, every morning we're going to have a 20-minute powwow. You start it out. You do it this week. You do it next week. But then you fall off the wagon. They may not have a powwow again to next quarter. Well, initially you told your people we're going to have our powwow daily, every 20 minutes. So what happens when you're not consistent? You lack credibility and you lack trust with the team. So whatever you have promised to do, you need to stand on it and do. Trust is the foundation of every strong team, and trust builds on predictability. People trust leaders when they know what they expect from them. Your people need to know if you have a team. And even if you have not built the team yet, you can already begin to build the structure, the foundation of what you want your teams to look like. If your team knows you will follow through on their word, that you have showed up prepared, and that you listen when they bring an idea or concern, they don't have to guess you. That and the credibility that you need. Point number 3: the power of small, consistent actions. Consistency doesn't have to be complicated. We have to stop making things so complicated. I was just talking earlier with a group of ladies about Jesus and how he led. His ministry was not complicated. His ministry was simple. We as people complicate things, and we as people make things seem so overwhelming. Even the smallest thing will make be more overwhelming than it should be. It often shows up in small things. For example, something as simple as a daily check-in with your team. Let's go back to that powwow. If that powwow is going to be your daily check-in, then you need to be consistent when doing it. If you're saying it's daily, make it daily. If 20 minutes is too long, cut back the time. But make sure whatever you're doing and whatever you tell your team that you're going to do, that you remain consistent in doing, so that people will know, people can begin to trust. It builds their confidence, it gets them encouraged, and it helps them be motivated, and it hopefully will increase their job performance. And over time, the small, consistent actions compound. They create rhythms your team can rely on, and that's the beauty. Consistency doesn't just build trust, it also builds momentum, and that's what we want to see. And the small things you do consistently grow into big cultural shifts within your organization, and that should be your ultimate goal. Finally, I'm going to close out with this takeaway for you. So here's the bottom line: consistency creates stability, and stability creates influence. As a leader, your consistency becomes the foundation your team stands on. And once again, like I said, if you're new into the field of entrepreneurship and you don't have your team quite established as of yet, that's okay. Set a foundation, set the roadmap in place of this is what you desire to do when you start to grow and build your team. It's not about doing something flashy. It's about showing up again and again with integrity, clarity, and reliability. Think about it. Football season is on, so I'm representing, guys. I'm representing the Falcons. I'm wearing my number 7 jersey, Michael Vick. Hey, he was a great quarterback despite what he experienced. Michael Vick had to keep showing up on that field with every loss, with every fumble. He had to keep showing up on the field. Other players, if your heart is in it as a leader, you're going to be consistent and you're going to keep showing up on the field. You're going to keep getting in formation to get yourself prepped to get that ball down the field. That's what consistency is. That shows that you are operate in integrity. That gives the players, your teammates, that clarity, and they know they can rely on you as a leader when you continue to show up. And I want to leave you with this simple reflection. What's one area of your leadership where you can become more consistent this week? I want you to think about that. I want you to write it down. And once you write it down, you need to ask yourself, now, how am I going to implement this particular area or particular change? Maybe it's your communication. Maybe it's your availability. Maybe it's your way you recognize and celebrate your team. However it is, I encourage you to, whatever you write down, you begin to make that change so that your team can truly begin to trust you and see you as a credible leader with influence. And remember, leadership is less about what you do occasionally and more about what you do consistently. That's how you earn influence, and that's how you build lasting success. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Leadership Edge. If you haven't done so already, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel, Dr. Chavonne D. Stewart, and take a look at other videos that I have shared about Leadership Edge. And I pray that they are a blessing to you as well. Also, you can invite friends to subscribe to the channel too. I look forward to communicating with you. Send me a comment in the chat and let's talk. Send me a thought that maybe you're having as a leader that you may want some answers to or some guidance on. Send me a thought. Also, if you are looking for a coach, I am your next level architect, and I look forward to helping and guiding you to that next level. You can schedule your discovery call with me as well, and we will have that conversation to see where you are, where you're trying to go. Because my whole point is life is about continuous transition, and in that continuous transition is transformation. Transformation is so important because when you can be transformed, your transition becomes a lot simpler. And I am that architect who can help you through that process. Also, take a moment. I'm excited. I have released my sixth book. It was released on August 29th, called The Empowered Woman: 5 Practices for Incredible Success. Take a moment and visit Amazon.com to pull up the book, or you can visit my website at www.chavonnestewart.com. I look forward to partnering with you and getting you to that next level. Until next time, have a blessed rest of your week.